Good evening, ladies. How's everyone doing?
Good evening. Hi, everybody.
Good evening, everyone out there. Just a quick reminder, please like, share, leave a comment. And you know what? In the upper right-hand corner, there is a bell. If you click on that bell, you will get an alert whenever there's new content. And we have new content every single week. So, with that said, everyone, welcome to a combo with Chris and her girls, Wendy. And we have a special guest today, Robin Whitfield. Let's say hello to Robin. Hey, Robin.
Robin, what's
Thank you for
up?
joining.
Welcome.
Thank you for
Oh, thank
joining
you.
the silver lining. We believe that there is still a silver lining even after a certain age. We are women, we are mature women, we are still looking for companionship, looking for love, looking for marriage, whatever you're looking for. We believe it is,
Travel partner.
it is still possible. So ladies, last week we kind of discussed women that meet men who may have certain health issues and whatnot, and then they don't know about those health issues. So that's in some women that's a turnoff. But you know what? You can find a silver lining in almost anything. So Wendy, what would you say would be a silver lining in finding out that the guy that you are in love with? You waited, all of these years, you've never been married, and now you're over 50 and you finally meet this wonderful gentleman and you find out that he's got other things going on that he didn't make you aware of. How do you feel about that?
Well, we're going to talk today about the power of love. Okay, that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the love that can overcome illness. That love that can heal, or support your spouse and get them through whatever tough times they're going through. That's what we're talking about today. That's the other side. Last week it was, I didn't sign up for this.
So Wendy, so you think that, so when you say the power of love, what do you mean?
Mhm.
What do we mean exactly? Because I agree with you. It is the because the power of love, I guess, in a nutshell, can transcend, many things. So what do you think about that in terms of, because that goes really deep. You have to be a strong person. And you know what? I think that most women that are still looking for that type of companionship are. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, there have been, there's some great love stories out there, true stories, not just movies and books. These are based on true great loves, like, for instance, the one from Scratch. It was a book, a novel, I think, before it became a movie.
That
So
was a beautiful movie. Robin, did you see that movie on
No,
Netflix? You
just to miss that one.
you have to watch that. That is a beautiful movie.
oh my gosh, you will laugh, you will cry, it's gonna take you through the full range of emotions. Okay. But it is based on the memoirs of Tim B. Locke, and then she wrote a book. She wrote her memoirs, I should say. So the Notebook is another one. Everybody's familiar. Well, I wasn't so much, but I heard so much, read so much about the Notebook till I had to see the final scene of the Notebook. And so these are also based on a true story. You know, these are there are many examples. Really, this is just a couple of them. These were great love stories um, that transcended illness and death, even, I think.
So Robin, how do you feel about that? Do you think that you are an individual that, um, if you met someone that you truly fell in love with and found out they had certain things going on in their life that now affected you, do you believe that there is a silver lining that you'd be able to overcome all of those things and still be there for that person?
Absolutely, I do. I have a silver lining story in my family, and I don't think he'll mind if I name him, but my brother Chris, he was very active. He got married, well, he got engaged in his early 40s, and he met the woman of his dreams at his workplace. he became very quickly rose through the ranks at his job. He's doing excellent. They bought a house together, et cetera, et cetera. One day he felt ill. It led to him having his leg amputated. That is not something that she signed up for. They were still engaged at that time, and they went on to have their wedding that they had planned, regardless of the fact that he had lost a limb.
That
And
is
they're still
awesome.
married to this day.
How many years?
Happily.
How many years, Robin? How many years?
I would say they've been married maybe 6, 7 years.
That is truly a silver lining. So ladies out there, you may meet someone and you may not know everything about them, but listen to Robin's story about her brother. Love can transcend all adversities and everything else. So don't think because you don't know something that it's going to change, your heart, because your heart is your heart. You love who you love, and you don't necessarily have to have a reason why you love that person. Hey guys, have you ever been in a relationship in the past? We're talking about the silver lining in future relationships that we all hope to have. We don't know what will come with those relationships, but we want to be the individual that still believes love is love. You don't have to necessarily have a reason to love. You just love that person because they are that person. So has anyone had a situation like that where you've had to overcome something in order to be able to embrace it because you love that person?
Well, I haven't had the situation myself, but I would hope that I'd have the courage to and the selflessness, because I mean it's a lot, it's a lot. And I love the story, Robin, about your brother.
It's
This is
beautiful.
you got a real life one, somebody we can touch, and yeah, so I love
Exactly.
that. Thank you for sharing that with us, actually. Because all of these are not in books and in movies, Chris. Some of
I
these
know
are,
you're absolutely
our
right.
relatives. We can see it. So it is possible. And I'm thankful for that. And I'm hopeful if the situation, if I was in that situation, I hope that I would be able to support that person in their health challenge and love them, unconditionally, because I guess that's really what we're talking about is unconditional love.
That's true.
Yeah. And I just hope that could rise to the occasion.
And you know what? And I think that you would. So, ladies out there, we really want you to be clear when you're going into a relationship, because if you're not someone that can handle those kinds of things, even if you are in love with the person, you really need to know that up front. You already know what the expectation could possibly be, because when you fall in love and you find out those things, you're either going to be strong enough to handle it, or you're going to be that person that runs. And I don't think anyone wants to be the person that runs. Even me, I think I said last week, Robin, Robin, last week I said, I don't know. I might have to think about that. I said maybe I would be that person that would, might leave, but I wouldn't leave them by themselves. I would make sure that they're taken care of. And I would also, follow up and check in on them, from time to time. But as the week went by, Robin, and I thought about it, I said, you know what? I was looking at some poetry that Wendy sent me, and there was a one line of poetry from this gentleman named Adam, and he said, "You love who you love. You don't have to have a reason. You love who you love." And I said, well, you know what? That is true, because if you genuinely love someone, you would be able to, especially if you're meeting them, as you're, in the latter years, where I know I am in my latter years. Especially if you're meeting them in their latter years, you probably want to, cherish that relationship as much as you can and do as much as you can for that person. So I kind of rethought my comment. Yes, people, I did rethink my comment because
Yay!
I mean that I was a little bit harsh. I was up and out that
The
door.
dark side.
But Chris, let me ask you this. I we all have limits and boundaries, and we would all like to feel like we're that person, tried and true, we're glue, ride or die, or whatever you want to say. But is it, in your mind, okay to be that person that jumps the fence, bails out, says, this is more than what I bargained for?
I think that it is because, and I have to say that because that was my only thought. That's what I said. So I think that it's, and I don't think that anyone should think negatively of you if you decide that, because you have to be built for things. And if you're not built for that, you're not going to be a positive contributor to that person. You,
Oh
you're,
yes, I agree with that. I agree with that.
you're only going to make it worse for them. So
Yes.
if you're not built for that, at least don't put yourself in that position where you cause them more harm when they're already dealing with a large adversity. So no, I would not,
Right.
I would not think negatively of anyone who did that. Absolutely not. Absolutely
Oh
not.
yeah.
What do you think, Wendy?
Well, I always think back to, I have a girlfriend who right now her dad is he really should be under hospice care. Let me just say that. But he is in her basement, and he has nurses that kind of come around and take care of his needs. Let's just say it like that. But he has been kind of in a vegetative state for many, many months. Okay. At least 6 months, let me say that. Stage 4 cancer and everything. So she told me the story, and he's her stepdad too, by the way. I don't want to make the story long, and I don't want to make it sad, but it is. Um, he was with a girlfriend, living with his girlfriend up until the last visit to the hospital. And the girl, when they told her that he would need care, around the clock care, and that he was stage 4 and everything, she gave the hospital my friend's number, who is his stepdaughter. She, the girlfriend was like, she,
And we can't.
she wasn't gonna, she didn't sign up for that.
Well, and we can't speak harsh of her, because we have to also think that, from her own self, how is that going to affect her? It may bring her down to a point where she's no good for him anyway. So if she knows that right up front, better leave and let someone that can handle it take care of him. So,
Mhm.
what
Yeah.
do you think? What do you think, Robin?
Well, I have examples of people that I know personally and that are very close with, in both sides of the fence, on the total spectrum of stay and leave.
Yeah.
I have a good example of a girlfriend of mine, former coworker, and her husband was in the military. He was fit, he was in the Marines, active duty, fit, had been in the Marines, perfect health, and all of a sudden he had a stroke out of nowhere. Um, he became disoriented. He couldn't walk, and just all of these things as a result of the stroke. And she tried to nurse him back to health. She had discovered right before that he had cheated on her,
Oh,
and she stayed, and she tried to
that's
fight
like
it.
that's a double whammy.
Yeah,
That is,
The illness plus the seat,
yeah,
the
yeah.
protection.
but and they end up getting a divorce for other reasons, but it wasn't because of his medical situation or his infidelity.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And then I have a very close girlfriend, and she dated her husband while they were both in college. She knew he had somewhat of a slight mental illness. I don't think she knew a diagnosis or anything like that, but they got married. They went on to have two beautiful children, and his mental health deteriorated over the years. She would put him into a mental health facility. They would treat him and release him, and she would get, all of his FMLA papers and all of this stuff together to make sure he kept his job. And she did it to, I mean, we never know. We say what we think we can deal with,
Right.
but you never quite know until you're in that situation,
Until
because
you're tested.
I totally couldn't do what you do. You are awesome, like the hero of the day. I could not deal with the way that his mental health issues manifested,
Uh-huh.
their lives, because it didn't just affect her, it affected their children.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That and she stayed till he succumbed to his mental health condition.
Okay. Okay.
So everyone out there, you know what? There is a silver lining. Even if there are issues, there is a silver lining because once again, you love who you love and you don't necessarily have to have a reason because your heart will take you where you need to go with that person. If it's to leave that person or if it's to stay with that person and to nurture them, whether you're nurturing them back to health or you are just nurturing them into the position that they need to be in to be comfortable wherever they're going. Robin, that you've got some great stories, Robin, I'm loving every last one of them. They fit right into the conversation, and
Yes.
it's good. And it's good to know, that we already know. Some of us already know people who are really transcending that whole. You didn't tell me about this. I didn't sign up for this.
Mhm.
And that really is wonderful because that just kind of solidifies that what there is always a silver lining no matter what. We will not stop saying that, ladies. There is a silver, and you gentlemen out there,
Never heard you say it so much as tonight.
I know, I just, because we've looked at so many of those TikTok videos where, the women are talking about, well, I didn't sign up for this. He didn't tell me this and he didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just becomes overwhelming. You have to stop and say, well, you know what, maybe you didn't sign up for this and you didn't know that. But if you I guess when you really think about it, it shouldn't be so easy to leave someone if you truly love them. What do you think?
Right. Right. Because you could be with a professional football player, right? And then he gets hit and his heart stops or something.
Or he gets a concussion and he's delirious forever. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? What do you
Right.
think? You're just gonna up and leave him because now he's not making the kind of money that he was making before to take care of you? Well, some women would, so I mean, it is what it is, but um,
Mhm.
you know,
Yep. We don't judge. No judgment.
no, yes, this is the no judgment zone. We just share and care because we do care. We
Right.
truly do care.
Right.
So Robin, it's been wonderful having you with us this evening. You had some great stories. Anything else that you want to share as far as understanding and knowing that there is still a silver lining? There truly is. Are you are you in a position where you think that it's everything is done, it's over, or are you comfortable with where you are because you truly believe that that person for you is out there somewhere?
I'm very comfortable in my feelings and my thoughts, and I feel like it's not cliche, but he who findeth the wife findeth a good thing.
And that is so true. And people need to say that more often because we were talking about this early. Men talk about they need their peace. Well, women need their peace as well. And what men need to realize is that when women have their peace, their lives are going to be exponentially gratified. They will truly feel like a king. Am I right, ladies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they will feel like a king, be treated
I
like
mean,
a
peace
king.
is necessary, to
Exactly.
flourish and to grow and to produce and yeah, everything. So
All of that and some more.
yes. Yes.
So let me ask you, ladies, is there anyone, since we're talking about understanding and believing that there is a silver lining, is there anyone that is on a dating site of any sort?
I'm on Facebook, the dating app on Facebook.
Okay. Wendy, what about you?
Yeah. Do I need to say which one?
No, you don't, because
It'll be advertising and I don't want to do that.
no, that's fine. And I am as well. And I say that because I want women to know that don't get deterred, by the dating apps because you know what? It is just a social thing. And if you meet someone, that's a good thing. But don't take it so seriously where you're always upset because you didn't meet that perfect person. Well, there is no perfect person. Let's get that right. And you know what? Let's stop thinking about our type. We don't want our type. We want someone that is our kind.
Okay.
Especially as you mature, you want someone that is your kind. And what that speaks to is someone that respects you, someone that understands that chivalry is not dead and that women should be treated like queens, because if they are, they're going to treat their man like a king. All that and more. Any
Yes.
last any last words, ladies?
No, I think you said it.
Robin, anything from you?
Thank you for having me on. I've definitely learned a lot and enjoyed it.
Robin, you got to come back. You got to come back again.
Well, we're inviting you back next week again. So please leave your calendar open, because we would love to have you back, because you've had some very compassionate and wonderful stories. So
Yes, absolutely.
once
Mhm.
again, everyone, Wendy, you want to tell remind our listeners what they can expect.
Okay, so yeah,
We
what they
need
can
you to
expect.
like, if
Oh,
they like it, if they share it, if
oh
they
yeah, absolutely. We need you to like. We need you to share our content with your friends and single, married, whatever. Share our content and like and share, like and comment.
we definitely want your comments, because
Yes.
we are always looking to develop and create our content so that it is enjoyable for you. And you know what? We are entertainment, as well as we are very serious about the fact that there is a silver lining. Do not forget that, because when you least expect it, that person will show up in the most um odd place. You wouldn't even believe it. Just to give you a quick story, a very good friend of mine, and she's been married probably at least 6 or maybe 7 or 8 years. But she met two people. I'll give you two quick stories. One, a young lady that I attend church with, she met her husband at the traffic light. She was at the traffic light. They were in two different lanes in their cars. And somehow or another, they caught each other's eye. And she felt comfortable enough to pull over and talk to this man. Seriously. And
Wow.
they have been married for probably 15 years, at least 15 years, and they are still married. And then I have another friend who actually, she was her husband's manager. And she kept saying, "Oh no, I cannot have a relationship with a subordinate. I cannot have a relationship on my job." And you know what? They are married, starting a business. They've been married for 6 or 7 years and are enjoying life. So you never know where that person will show up, because the silver lining will open up anywhere. So listen, thank you all. We will be back next week, and we are inviting our guest Robin back next week. So, like Wendy said, please like, share, leave a comment, and click that bell up in the right-hand corner, because when you do that, you will get an alert whenever we have new content. So listen, everyone, have a wonderful week, and we will see you next week.